How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Flame. We are back with another FPL video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the best captaincy options for Game Week 12. We've been pretty much doing Salah permanent captaincy for the last few weeks, and for good reason, but he's kind of dipped off a little bit, although the numbers still look pretty good, and we'll show you those in just a bit. But there are some potential emerging options, one being Mr. Sir Harold of Kane over my shoulder here. He could be potentially on a good streak of fixtures, and if he finds his form like he did over the international break, we could see some huge returns from the Englishman. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't done so already. It greatly helps out the channel, as well as turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Also, drop us a follow over on Twitter so that you can keep up to date with any and all FPL news, from price changes to injury news and anything in between. And lastly, make sure to give us a follow over on Twitch so that you can see when we go live for our FPL preview and deadline streams. We usually leave a pinned comment down below to let you know when those streams are. So without further ado, let's talk about our sponsors for this video with Manscaped. This video is brought to you by Manscape, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscape offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped have just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0, alongside their Performance Package 4.0, which also includes the Weed Whacker hair and nose trimmer for those pesky little hairs that are getting out of hand, the Crop Preserver for anti-chafing to make sure that you are as relaxed at all times, the Crop Reviver for maximum conditioning and toning to make sure your jewels are as buff as possible, disposable shaving mats, as well as the premier travel bag for your on-the-go grooming, and lastly the anti-chafing boxers, which I can personally say are extremely comfortable and keep you cool under the highest amount of pressure. What I found the most impressive is that the Lawnmower 4.0 features ceramic cutting-edge blades to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, so you can now have that added security when venturing into uncharted territories. The upgraded trimmer also includes a multi-function on and off switch that can engage a travel lock, and also when you are venturing into those uncharted territories, it has the ability for a LED, a 400K LED, a very strong light that you can switch on and off so you can get that more precise shave. So make sure to join over 4 million men who trust in Manscaped with this exclusive offer, 20% off and free worldwide shipping, using the code FLAME20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using the code FLAME20. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. So the main captaincy shout that everyone is going to be looking at this week is, who is Salah and Liverpool playing this week? And they're playing Arsenal, who started off on a rocky patch in the first 3 games of the season. 97 shots inside the box conceded on the season, 23 big chances conceded overall, with over 16 XG conceded, which is, not the greatest, but they have been improving a lot over the last few game weeks. Just 7 big chances conceded, 4.15 XG conceded. They're definitely not, perfect in defense, but they are much better than what they were at the beginning of the season. They're also on an unbeaten run with 8 wins and 2 losses over their last 10 games total played. But Liverpool are a different animal to what they played in those game weeks. We've also seen in the beginning of the season when they played the likes of Chelsea or something like that, they just get torn to bits, basically. And Liverpool definitely have that up front with Jota, Mane, and Salah, who we've highlighted here. All of which you can say over the last couple of game weeks mainly have underperformed. Salah only just the 2 assists over the last 2 game weeks. Definitely not surprising there. He would regress to the meme. No, I think his stats showed that he should have way more than what he has over the last 2 game weeks. But over the last 4 game weeks, 4 goals and 4 assists. 3 goals and 1 assist came in 1 game versus Manchester United. And his stats are still ludicrous. 13 shots in the box over the last 4 game weeks. Sadio Mane's not too bad either. He did pick up a knock on international duty, but we'll have to monitor that situation. I still think he should be fine. 11.9 million could be on the double up there as a differential. 2 goals over the last 4 game weeks, so not too bad there, but you want to expect a little bit more from a premium asset. Still got 8 shots inside the box and a similar-ish XGI. The main one that everyone's going to be looking at now is Diogo Jota. 1 goal, 1 assist in just the last 4 game weeks, which he got in the same game, and only 3 shots inside the box. Hasn't had much activity to score in there, although he is over, kind of exceeding his XGI, which is always good to see. But he does miss a big chance every now and again. And the other Liverpool player, which you don't have on the graphic, is Kostas Tsimikas. So we're waiting to see what the extent of Robertson's hamstring injury that he picked up over the international break as well is like, because if it is for a long-term injury, Kostas Tsimikas at 3.9 million could be a starting defender once again in our FPL teams this season. But I think a lot of managers are going to be looking for that mid-price midfielder. Diogo Jota definitely fits that. The cheaper midfielders have kind of worked out a little bit, but I think a lot of managers are going off the likes of Mbeumo. Smith Rowe was only a temporary kind of fit at the time, and he has a lot of bad fixtures on the whole coming up, so he's going to be on your bench more often than not. But if you're looking for like a 4th midfielder, Diogo Jota with Roberto Firmino out till potentially like mid-ish December could be a big blow for them, but Jota will step in right in for our FPL teams if need be. So I definitely think Liverpool have the ideal fixture this week. Typically, it is a somewhat of a high-scoring game in this fixture, and typically Liverpool is on top. So hopefully, if you do go to Captain Salah, you will get the returns that he has been doing over the entire season. He's only blanked once this season. That was way back in game week 2. So he could get the returns this week, and I think he will. It's just a matter of how much. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at what I deem is the second best fixture, and it's a certain duo that did quite well last season, but have a new manager now, which could spark some real attacking threat for the Spurs team. And that is right, it is Tottenham Hotspur's Antonio Conte's newly appointed, as it were, Spurs. He's come into the job. He's gotten 1 win and 1 draw. That draw was the only game he had in the Premier League, where they looked a little more defensively solid, although it was against a very weakened Everton team. But you would think that Conte, using the international break to his advantage, would have got some players who didn't go on international duty developed into his system, and then will finally slot in the likes of Son and Kane, who will probably be back either tonight or tomorrow, and be back in full training by the middle of the week. Should be a-okay to come straight in. They are fantastic players, and they are highlighted on the graphic as well. And Spurs are at home to Leeds, a fixture that they should definitely be looking to win in this one. Leeds have not been great on the season defensively overall. Over 100 shots in the box conceded, 19 big chances conceded, which is a lot less than some teams, but they do concede a lot of shots. 17.07 xG conceded, but in recent weeks they have improved defensively. Just the 4 big chances conceded over the last 4 game weeks, which shows an improvement in defense, but it has come at a cost for them not being able to score very many goals. So that's unlike a Marcelo Bielsa team. But if there is going to be a team that's going to keep Leeds out, it will be an Antonio Conte back 3-4-3 system, and I think that Spurs are definitely there to exploit Leeds on potentially set pieces or from the wide areas, which is why we've highlighted Sergio Reguilon, who I think could be a massive threat down that left-hand side on Leeds' right-hand side. And I think Ayling still could potentially be out or just coming back for this game, which could be, is he going to be fully fit, or are they going to be playing a makeshift player there? And Reguilon is definitely good enough to exploit them. He does like to get in the box a little bit and can be very good when using his left foot and swinging the ball into the box for the likes of the big duo up front, Son and Kane, who haven't done much over the whole season like they normally would have. Son has been a lot more prolific and more of the talisman for Spurs this season, as Kane has underperformed significantly to what they were doing this time last season. Just the 1.40 XGI for Kane and 1.69 for Son. They'll probably exceed that by the end of the season, but Kane getting a total of 7 goals, albeit versus Albania and the likes of San Marino in England's World Cup qualifiers. You would think that Kane should have himself rejuvenated, seeing a world-class manager like Antonio Conte coming into the side and managing them from over the reins, as it were, from Nuno Espirito Santo, a much more kind of vibrant I wouldn't say happy character, because sometimes he could be yelling on the touchline, but he'll be very vocal on the touchline, and he's often quoted as saying that Kane should be a striker in the box. So it sounds like he's going to be trying to feed Kane, get his confidence back, get him to be on board with the project. So Kane at 12.2 million could potentially be a steal if he starts blasting them in the back of the net free will. So we'll have to see kind of how that one pans out. This Leeds fixture is also followed up by a few fixtures in a row, including Norwich and Burnley in there, which could be nice easy games for Conte to get Spurs back on track. So I think that could be the second best fixture this week. I'm still considering any one of these three players, maybe a combination of two, maybe just the one. We'll have to see. Maybe Son or Kane comes into my team a little bit early, because I think the fixtures are nice enough to jump on them quite early, as they still are lowly owned at the moment in the grand scheme of all the FPL managers. Now let's take a look at some of the differential captaincy choices we have for Game Week 12. So the two fixtures that I've highlighted here is West Ham away to Wolves, with Mikel Antonio being at the forefront of it. I sold him a few weeks ago, and he has since which dropped off a little bit, although West Ham have not, scoring 7 goals in their last 2 games. Only Antonio has been involved in just the 1 goal over the last 4 game weeks, so he's still getting some shots inside the box, 2.04 XGI, so he's definitely underperforming, but West Ham as a whole are doing quite well and spreading the goals around to the likes of Ben Rama or Fornals or Bowen or whoever is involved, and sometimes the center backs get involved as well. So Antonio could be a differential shout versus Wolves, who have not done as well defensively as they did at the start of the season. 9 big chances conceded over the last 4 game weeks. That is not good for Wolves, and 6.35 XG conceded. So they're looking at goal and a half or more per game in terms of XG conceded, which could mean that they could be quite leaky at the back, as they have been in recent weeks. So he would be a differential punt for an away fixture. But for another away fixture as well, Man United travel to Watford, and they will be playing the likes of the mighty Ben Foster against his former club. So will he be on perfect form, or will the likes of Fernandes and Ronaldo, who we have highlighted here, be the ones to get the goals? If you're still hanging on to Ronaldo, which a lot of FPL managers have been, because it's Ronaldo, he could do well in this one. He's still getting shots off inside the box, but his XGI shows that it's not necessarily good shots that he's getting off, and he's kind of making do with what he has and just being Ronaldo. I mean, the 2 goals that he scored versus Atalanta in the midweek before the international break were, you know, just sensational goals. The one that he scored versus Spurs was fantastic as well. He's just brilliant. That's just kind of the way he is. He's just an absolute just freak of nature. Bruno Fernandes has dropped off a lot, though, in terms of his shots inside the box, being a lot more of a creator, though. 2 assists over the last 4 game weeks. Not exactly what we're looking for in terms of a premium asset, which he currently is priced at the moment. And I think that's mainly due to the fact that he's trying to funnel Ronaldo rather than trying to get the goal a little bit himself. So Ronaldo would be my kind of differential pick. I just wanted to highlight Fernandes as well, because I haven't had a penalty in a while, and I think the last time they did get one, they missed it, and it was sent over the bar by Fernandes. It's probably still flying, and Emi Martinez is still dancing as we speak. And since that game, actually, Villa kind of dropped off a bit, and then Dean Smith got sacked, which is very interesting. But Ronaldo could be a very good differential captain. I think that versus Watford, who are second worst for XG conceded over the last 4 game weeks as well, might bode well for United, who desperately need a win, although they haven't been training over the last 8 or 9 days, and only have just come back to training because for whatever reason most of the players took a vacation, as Solskjaer took a vacation. Not sure why that happened. Maybe it was to get him out of the firing line. Maybe it was because they were going to sack him and now they can't, or they just chose not to now. But it'd be interesting to see. Personally, I would say they would be 4th in the pecking order. Then maybe Antonio is probably a decent shout, but I would say one of the Spurs boys and probably Salah would be my top bet. Salah is going to be my captain. 99.9% sure of that this week as well. But let me know in the comments down below which captaincy options you're thinking of. Maybe some differential ones I didn't think of. There's some City players that could be definitely captainable versus Everton this week. That's another good shout. But let me know if you think of any wacky or weird or interesting picks that you're going to be using as your captain in Game Week 12. So if you haven't heard about Fantasy Football Scout, they have a fantastic members area during the regular season. It's £25 for the membership, and that lasts the entire year. And during the off season, they give a 20% discount. But if you have missed that discount, fear not, you can still get the membership for £25, and it's fantastic. You can see the membership area just behind me. You have a bunch of different stats that you can use, powered by Opta stats, and create your own custom tables. You have the Rate My Team tool, you have the season ticker, player comparison tools, a whole array of things that you can use to help elevate your FPL game. So use the link down in the description below so that you can get access to these exclusive tools to help elevate your FPL game. Sign up now. And that is going to do it for our Game Week 12 captaincy picks. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't done so already. It greatly helps out the channel, as well as turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Drop us a follow over on Twitter so that you can keep up to date with any and all FPL news, from price changes to injury news and anything in between. And make sure to give us a follow over on Twitch so you can join us live for our preview and deadline streams. There's a pinned comment down below to let you know the exact times on that. Also take advantage of the 2 offers that we have in the links in the description below for Manscape using the code FLAME20, as well as access to the Fantasy Football Scout members area. It's going to help elevate your FPL game. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, take care.